Hello Summoners and welcome back to another ProGuides video. I think you may have dropped something. Your standards. Hi, I'm Nathan Ng. And today I'll be going over the top 10 sleeper OP builds that you have to try out in patch 9.24b. Make sure you guys stick around to the end because the last one is quite spicy. This patch is going to be the last one in the preseason, which means that it'll be time for you guys to start practicing these builds before the rank season starts. And also guys, today's question of the day is, what's your favorite memory of Season 9? Mine's gotta be watching the Korean teams perform at the World Championships. Although they didn't come out with a trophy, they came home with something much more valuable. And that is friendship, which must be nice. Let us know about your answers in the comments below. And one last thing, are you getting ganked in your own lane? Constantly getting demolished? Well, don't worry, we've got you covered. Whether you're looking for tier lists, champion guides, coaching, or courses from your favorite pro players, ProGuides is where you'll find them. Even players like Nightblue, Bunny Fufu, BoxBox, and Loco Doco support ProGuides. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below and start improving right now. Now with all that being said, let's jump right into it. Starting off the list at number 10, we have a build for EZREA ADC. Ever since the removal of Kleptomancy, EZREA mains have been struggling to find a new rune that works well with him. Although the majority of Ez players have opted to switch to Conqueror, it just felt suboptimal and a lot of pro players really hated it. However, in the Korean server recently, there has been a brand new sleeper OP build for EZREA that only pro players know about. Omnistone EZREA is a new big thing in Korea, and some of the most legendary pro AD carries like Viper, Prey, and Imp have been hardcore spamming this build in solo queue. The reason why this rune works so well with EZREA is because of how easy it is to proc every single rune in the game. Literally, every single rune can work with EZREA since he does not have the option to roll Aftershock thanks to his kit having no CC. Out of all the builds we'll be mentioning today, this is by far the most OP, and our analysts are predicting that this will become mainstream within a few weeks. Abuse this build while you can before everybody finds out about it and starts catching up to the meta. Next up at number 9, we have a build for Diana top. So Diana recently received a mini rework on her kit which swaps her ultimate with her E. Due to this change, a lot of players have been playing full AP Diana mid or top. But what if I told you that AD Bruiser Diana top can be as good as AP Diana? Yeah, believe it or not, for runes you take Grasp, Shield Bash, Bone Plating, and Overgrowth with Sorcery second for Gathering Storm and Nullifying Orb. However, some pro players like to go second Wind instead of Bone Plating and Revitalize instead of Overgrowth. You can also take any of the other rune trees as a secondary or even opt to go Conqueror on primary. The reason why Grasp and Shield Bash work so well on AD Diana is because of how easy it is to proc these runes during the early game. With the old Diana, you had no way to use these runes before 6 because you'd never be in range to hit your opponent. However, now that you get a dash at level 3 or even 2, you can proc these runes all the time. For items, we recommend Triforce, Titanic Hydra, Ninja Tabby, Sterix Gauge, Wit's End, and Thornmail. Honestly, this build works really well and not a lot of players know about it yet, so give it a try in your next few normal games. Coming in at number 8. We have a build for BLITZCRANK support. So recently in the Chinese and Korean servers, we've noticed that a lot of players have been using Predator BLITZCRANK instead of Aftershock. Fast rotations are super important in this current meta and a lot of support champions have been making this switch as well. For runes, you'll want Predator, Cheap Shot, Zombie Ward, Ingenious Hunter, Celerity, and Water Walking. For items, you'll want to go Relic Shield, Moby Boots, Righteous Glory, Deadman's Plate, Locket, and Zeke's. With this playstyle, you're looking to become Pyke 2.0 and just perma-roam around the map. This build makes it so you move incredibly fast, so whenever I gank mid, I wouldn't even have to worry about throwing out my hook because I can just walk up and knock them up. If you're looking for a really fun and OP support pick, then try this one out. Next up at number 7, we have an AD carry build for KAISA that doesn't build Stormracer or Manamune. The runes, however, will stay the same with PTA, Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, Freeboots, and Biscuits. The items, however, are a little bit different because you will be rushing an Infinity Edge into Berserkers, Rageblade, Phantom Dancer, GA, and QSS. Although the two most popular KAISA build revolves around rushing Stormracer or Manamune, I suggest that you give this one a try. I was a bit skeptical about this build myself, but I can see why many pro players are preferring this one over the other two. However, it is important to note that this does not work for every single game. Sometimes you should opt out for the Manamune version because it allows you to swap over to AP KAISA where you can build items like Zanyas or Banshees. But regardless, try it out and let us know how that goes. Coming in at number 6, we have a build for Kindred Jungle. If you've been following our channel for a while, then you would know that Korean junglers are spamming Nimbus Cloak on every single champion. Recently, there's been a new build for Kindred which follows a similar trend. For runes, you run PTA, Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, and Sorcery second for Nimbus Cloak and Water Walking. For items, you'll want to go Warrior Red Smite, Berserkers, Stormrazor, Rapid Fire Cannon, IE, and QSS. This build feels pretty good to play, and I was really surprised at how effective Nimbus Cloak can be. Whenever you get your smite off, you get a gigantic burst of movement speed, which makes pathing and ganking so much easier. On top of that, you can even use the bonus movement speed to kit your opponents better, which is just the icing on the top. Next up is number 5. We have a build for ZILEAN mid. Truthfully speaking, ZILEAN mid is one of the most sleeper OP picks in the game if you're really good at him. However, not a lot of people are taking the time to learn him properly because he isn't just that appealing to the average player. However, in Challenger ELO, there has been a sleeper OP build for him that's just been doing some serious damage. For runes, you'll go Glacial, Free Boots, Biscuits, Cosmic Insight with Resolve 2nd for Bone Plating and Overgrowth. For items, you want to get Rod of Aegis into GLP, Sork Boots, Twin Shadows, Zanyas, and a Void Staff. With this build, you'll be using your Twin Shadows to slow your opponents and wait for Glacial to do its job. Once it's done that, you can speed yourself up and slow your opponents down again with your GLP and land an undodgeable double bomb. After that, you can slow them one more time with your E for your jungler to catch up and do even more damage. This is a utility-focused build, which also does a ton of damage because you can literally never miss your skill shots. Coming in at number 4, we have a build for SKARNER top. So this build has been seeing a bit more play thanks to Murthos, and is probably the most popular build out there that we'll be mentioning today. However, despite it being the most played, it is still an incredibly low play rate, so you won't have to worry about any SKARNER bans. For runes, you'll take Omnistone, Boots, Biscuits, Cosmic Insights with Resolve secondary for Bone Plating and Overgrowth. For items, you'll rush Iceborne, into Black Cleaver, Ionian Boots, Randuins, and Warmogs. And then you want to finish it off with an Adaptive Helm. Omnistone works wonderfully with SKARNER top because he can proc a lot of the runes pretty reliably. On top of that, the rest of the items that we've been recommending mesh well with this kit because it adds onto the perma CC train of his E, Ultimate, and Iceborne plus Randuin slows. However, the best part of this build is how easy it is to play him. SKARNER isn't a difficult champion, so all you need to do is wait for ganks and use your ults and E to lock them down. During the mid to late game, you'll be split pushing a bit, but mostly looking to get picks with your ult. If the enemy team does not pay the QSS SKARNER tax, then enjoy your free win, because this build really stings. Alright, on to number 3. We have a generic support build for any engaged support. Whether you're playing Leona, Thresh, Nautilus, Galio, Alistar, it doesn't matter because it works on all of them. After you purchase your boots and support item, almost every single pro player has been rushing either Shurelya's or Wretch's Glory. Like we mentioned in that BLITZCRANK section, rotations are super important at the moment, and getting to places faster will help you win the game. However, unlike that BLITZCRANK build, you will not be taking Predator, but instead, just opt out for Aftershock. Generally, these support runes will stay the same with only 1 or 2 variations, so you'll take Aftershock, Fonts of Life, Bone Plating, Overgrowth, and with Inspiration 2nd for Cosmic Insight and Hex Flash. This build will 100% become mainstream very soon, so play it as much as you can before then. And at number 2, we have another build for support, which is for Bard. Instead of taking runes like Electrocute or Guardian, we've noticed a few pro players taking Hail of Blades or Omnistone with a very weird build. For runes, you'll go Hail of Blades, Cheap Shot, Zombie Ward, Relentless Hunter, and with Sorcery 2nd for Mana Flow Band and Transcendence. If you opt to go for the Omnistone route, you'll get Free Boots, Biscuit, Cosmic Insight, Zombie Ward, and Relentless Hunter instead. For items, however, you'll rush Spell Thieves, into Deadman's, Rapid Fire Cannon, Moby Boots, Twin Shadows, and then in Athens. The Hail of Blades is mainly just for poking and dueling your opponent during the laning phase, but the Omnistone version is a bit more flexible than that. And lastly, at number 1, we're going to be running it down with Disco NUNU. So do not, and I repeat, do not try this in ranked, especially in my ranked games, unless you know what you are doing. In Korea recently, a lot of challenger players and pro players have been spamming a NUNU mid build, which revolves around hard pushing your lane and perma roaming. It's kind of a better version of Pyke mid at the moment because of NUNU's ability to gain lane priority. When our analysts first saw this build, we were very skeptical about it because heal plus ghost NUNU, or even ghost plus cleanse NUNU, just looked like one-way ticket to a 14-day ban. However, as we started analyzing these games more, we realized it's a legit strategy and it's quite broken if you know how to use it. So for runes, you'll take Predator, Cheap Shot, Ghost Portal, Ingenious Hunter, followed by a Sorcery 2nd for Nimbus Cloak and Water Walking. For items, you'll start off with Spell Thief's Edge into Merc Treads, Protobelt, Spear Visage, Deadman's Plate, and Randuins. The playstyle of this build is to use your W to clear mid wave and then use your Q to eat the cannon. After you do this, you should automatically gain lane priority, and all you do is gank other side lanes or help your jungler with objectives. The reason why you take heal plus ghost is because of the movement speed. We did notice some players swapping the heal for cleanse when they're in matchups with heavy CC like Twisted Fate or Lissandra. But fair warning guys, don't use this build in ranked because you'll likely get reported if you do it poorly. Keep it for those normal games, because if a Rider sees you spamming this in ranked, you'll have a hard time explaining why you did it to a Riot support staff. Once again, if I did not make it clear yet, do not try this in ranked. Alright, thank you. That's gonna be it for the 10 sleeper OP builds for patch 9.24b. If you guys enjoyed watching the video, then please hit that like, comment, and subscribe button to be notified for our next vid. Make sure to check out ProGuides.com if you want to see huge improvements to your rank. That's all for now. I hope you guys have a great holiday season, and thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Nathan Ing, and you guys can follow me on Instagram at Nathan_ing or add me on League at N8DGR8, Nate the Great. And I'll see you on the Rift.